Welcome everyone. Without wasting any time, let's jump into the topic as to why we get headache and what are the main root causes for it. Headache mainly happens due to four reasons. So let me start with the first one. The first reason is due to if you are having a deviated spectrum. Deviated septum in the sense either your left or right septum has a deviated one, which means the free flow of oxygen to your brain is being blocked due to some ill grown muscles, or a deviation is there so that it blocks the free flow oxygen. The second reason is due to if you are having less sleep or you are not slept properly. So, whenever the sleep is disturbed and your tissues near to the eye are getting too close and you try to open it, so that is also one of the reason why headache appears. It's also due to the change in timings of the sleep. And the third point is mainly due to the lack of oxygen. If there is less oxygen to your brain, and this is one of the important reason why you get headache. So whenever there is breakage of the oxygen to your brain, so the headache starts appearing. The fourth and foremost thing is if you are exposed to sun rays. For example, if you suddenly you start going outside and you are exposed to sunlight, so that is also one of the reason why you get headache. So let's discuss how to solve this permanently and avoid it at any cost. And headache is one of the foremost and most difficult pain which we have ever felt, because I have dealt it with more than 25 years due to a deviated septum. So I have more experience on it, on how to avoid it and how difficult it is to face it. So let me start explaining how to avoid it for all the four problems or reasons why we mentioned. So the first point which I mentioned, the main cause of root cause of the headache is a deviated septum. So if you want to find out how or whether you have a deviated septum, you need to first recognize that whether your headache is coming either the left side or the right side of your forehead. Because if it is appearing at the left side, then and it is appearing regularly without no reason, then you might have a deviated septum in your left nose. If it is appearing at the right forehead, then you might be having a deviated septum in the right nose. And to check whether you have a deviated septum, you will have to visit a doctor and get a CT scan done to analyze whether you have a deviated septum or not. That will give you a final confirmation, and the doctor will guide you whether you have to undergo a surgery or anything possible. And this is the final solution for the deviated septum, because it is a very difficult one, and many cases you might have to undergo a minor surgery to find a permanent solution for it. Coming to the second point, whether it is the change in timings of sleep or less sleep. So I would always suggest you avoid changing your sleep timings. That is, always sleep in the same time so that your brain and your body gets adjusted for a same time of sleep and you avoid getting headache. So if you have still and unavoidable circumstances you have slept for a small time, so and you were getting sleep and you are trying to avoid the sleep, so there is a chances of getting headache. So to avoid this, you can get your face washed with a cold water so that you can avoid the sleep and avoid the eyes closing, which will cause that tissues and other things which causes the headache, or get a fresh bath and sleep for 1 hour or another hour just to avoid the headache and get it solved. Coming to the third important point, if it is due to lack of oxygen, so the first important thing you'll have to check is whether your nose is blocked. So if your nose is blocked, better get it cleared by blowing slowly so that, or hardly, and get your nose cleared so that it will give oxygen to the brain and your headache gets minimized and disappears at a later point of time. Or even take a steam so that it clears your brain and the nose, and you will have a free flow of oxygen which continues to give it to the brain to to stop the headache. And getting exposed to sunlight and getting headache, and this is an irregular activity. So if you are sometimes randomly going for a long time in a huge sunlight, so this is bound to get a headache. So it is better to carry an umbrella or avoid getting exposed to huge sunlight, so that will cause a huge headache. So this is also one of the main reason. Now let me come to the main point. What if you have suddenly got an headache and it is very painful? It's like taking a hammer and hitting into your head. So it causes lot of pain, because I have gone through it for more than 25 years and have a bad experience on it. So the best thing is take a steam for more than 10 to 15 minutes immediately, so that it gives a fresh relief to your cells and it activates your cells around your forehead. And try to sleep and take rest for another half an hour, or get more oxygen or go around for an oxygen, so that it solves the headache permanently. So that is the like immediate resolution for a headache which is already hitting you very hard. Thank you very much. And if you find this useful, please do subscribe and like my channel and do share this video. Thank you.